Hello YouTubers. Of housekeeping first, I'm smoking one of Patrick the Pipes, the Welsh Wizard's pipes. Nice little billiard, nice small one, keep it in the pocket, smokes lovely. What I'm smoking in it is a mixture of stuff I've got in my pouch for some time. Not sure what it is, a mixture of bits and pieces of other tobacco. Guess I could tell you about a book I'm reading at the moment. It's a book by Dominic Reeves called Smoke in the Lanes. I meant to bring it with me to show you, I forgot. It's about the gypsy life in Britain in the 1950s. Dominic Reeves was a Didakai, that is to say, half gypsy, half non-gypsy. What do you call it? Gauja. Gorgia. And this is the time when gypsies drove about in horse-drawn wagons. They were called vardos. There were different types. Some covered with canvas, like the wagons across the American plains. Well, most of them were built of wood, and they're different shapes. And it had a stove built inside. Very colourfully decorated, painted, using reds and greens and blacks. When I was a kid, I remember seeing lots of gypsies in these sorts of wagons. I remember a convoy of them coming up the road, which I lived in at the time. I was about 9, I suppose. Huge long line of gypsy caravans. A lot of the gypsies were walking alongside because it's quite a steep hill, driving the horses. Quite a colourful sight. In these Romanies, they wore quite colourful clothing as well. The women had very bright dresses, like as if they had one dress on top of another dress, lots of petticoats. Silver earrings made out of a string of silver threepenny bits, 3-penny bits. Colourful scarves on their head. Always had dark black ringlets of hair. The ones from Ireland often had ginger hair, red hair. People often think that the gypsies that come from Ireland, they say they're not Romanies, but in fact they were around long before the gypsies, who originated from India, by the way, from the poor caste of people, the outcasts. Right, this fire. And I got people in the car next to me now. They think I'm nuts if they see me talking to myself. But the gypsies travelled from India originally, George Borrow wrote quite a lot about them in his books in the Victorian times. He's a multilinguist who learned Welsh by simply walking through Wales. He wrote a book called Wild Wales. And learned to speak the language just walking through and talking to the people. Speak about 16 languages, I think. He knew a lot about Romanies. And he could speak the Romani language as well. Pushti Bok, for instance, means good luck. Dodi means oh dear, oh dear. And many of the names, like Smith, for instance, seems a common enough name, originally Romani names. Smith meaning goldsmith or tinsmith, silversmith. Lovell is another one. So I'm enjoying the book. I read about Dominic Reeves many years ago. I remember reading his books when I was quite a young man. And it just struck me, I haven't read about him for a long time, so I sent away to Amazon and I got a couple of books. I can't remember the title of the other one. But I think he wrote about 4 books. He married a non-gypsy, and she was an artist, and she illustrated his books. Fascinating race, really. Very interesting book. So, that's all I got to say about it. I recommend it. It's a nice, easy read. Although you need to perhaps go into the glossary at the back of the book to see what some of the Romani words mean from time to time. But otherwise, a good book. And it'll lead you on to reading other books about gypsy people. Bring back fond memories from my early days. Of course, in those days they made pegs for clotheslines by simply taking a piece of green wood, cutting it they'd do hundreds at a time, cutting it to the required length, splitting it, just shaving the ends to give it a little bit of a thinner piece at the end, and then joining it at the top with a piece of tin which they'd cut from a tin can and then put a single nail through it. They'd make hundreds of these in a day and then sell them door to door. They also made paper flowers by shavings off the side of trees, and they would wrap them around them in nice looking flowers. They also made flowers out of crepe paper. The earlier ones were out of the shavings off the sides of a piece of wood. Of course, they don't do that these days. These days they collect scrap and lay tarmac. That's about it, I think. So that's all from me from now. This is Alan then saying, until the next time, YouTubers, take care.